Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
We have an orange barrel alert that might throw a wrench in your weekend plans. Multiple freeways are shutting down for some major road work. Brandon?
Ending the work week on a high note. Highest numbers of this week. Today, a look at the weekend and some rain chances coming up.
But we begin now at noon with the weekend traffic. Thank you for joining us. I'm Evrod Cassimy. Anybody that is expecting to take M5, I-94, or M59 this weekend, you might want to listen up to this. Kim DeGiulio has the latest on what freeways are going to be shutting down for construction this weekend.
Here's a look at some construction to get around for the weekend. Right now, M5 is currently closed on the eastbound side. That closure is between Farmington and Grand River. Tonight at 9 p.m., that closure will expand between I-696 and 8 Mile. This will wrap up Monday at 5 a.m., so in the meantime, you can use 8 Mile as an alternate route. We also have construction over on the eastbound lanes of I-94. Between I-96 and Connor, this will close at 9 p.m., and it's going to remain that way until 4 p.m. on Saturday. And then it will shorten that closure between I-96 to I-75. That'll happen at 4 p.m., wrapping up that closure Monday morning at 5 a.m. as well. You can take I-75 to Gratiot as an alternate route. And then one more closure to get around over on this weekend. The east and westbound lanes of M59 closed between Martin Luther King Boulevard to Opdyke Road. That closure starts tonight at 10 p.m., wrapping up Monday morning at 5 a.m. You can use Auburn Road to get around this one. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Well, thanks, Kim. Closed out every freeway in town.
Well,
just stay indoors.
We know how to get around it.
Yeah.
We need Kim, alternate routes. All right, so the weekend forecast is warming back up. We're not looking at that intense heat and those storms like last weekend, but still getting warmer. We've been spoiled a little this week just with some great weather and a splendid summer day on tap. Once again, live look here from Mount Clemens. What a beautiful sky, mostly sunny. 81, south wind at 9 is going to help warm everybody up pretty equally. A south wind over land, not over water. So getting into the middle 80s this afternoon, just a little bit warmer and a little more muggy than we've been the last couple of days. Other temperatures, 82 Lapeer and Port Huron, 82 City Airport, it's 81 in Howell, 82 in Monroe, 78 Harrow, Ontario. The heat index, or heat and humidity combined, very similar to the air temperatures. So doing good for today. As we head into the weekend, we are tracking a little trouble. We'll time it out for you coming up.
New at noon.
Well, we want to update you on that rollover crash that closed westbound 8 Mile right near Woodward for hours overnight. 3 people were taken to the hospital in serious condition after the crash. One other person suffered minor injuries. It happened when the driver of a sedan was driving around 80 miles per hour and then slammed into the back of a Trailblazer, causing it to roll over. The driver who caused the crash had to be cut out of her car. Police believe that she might have been drunk. Michigan State Police are investigating. And in Farmington Hills, a tow truck pulled a man's motorcycle away after he crashed into a building. It happened around 3 this morning. This was at Sport and Fun, which is on Grand River near Orchard Lake Road. Police tell us that the rider on that motorcycle was in bad shape after the crash. He was taken into the hospital and was last checked listed in stable condition. Traffic investigators are looking into how this happened. A woman who's accused of causing a deadly crash was back in court today for a bond hearing. 22-year-old Marquita Pitts allegedly drove through a stop sign at Frankfurt and Chalmers in Detroit, going about 60 miles an hour. 2 people were killed in that crash while a child was hurt. The judge ruled to raise the bond to $250,000. Pitts will be back in court sometime next week. A Delta flight headed to Detroit was forced to land in London after someone on board needed medical attention. The flight from Rome landed at Heathrow Airport this morning. Delta not saying if it was a passenger or a crew member on board who needed medical attention. There were 217 people on board that plane. Delta now says that they're working to get everyone on a different flight back home. Today, 16 Marines are in custody for what the military is calling various illegal activities. Now, not many details have been released, but these Marines could be facing possible charges of human smuggling and other drug charges. Miguel Almaguer breaks it all down from Camp Pendleton in California.
Everywhere Some 800 Marines were taking part in the early morning battalion formation when NCIS investigators carried out a sweep. 16 Marines arrested, another 8 plucked from the group for questioning, all part of a large-scale, ongoing criminal investigation.
Basically, it's a shock to the system.
The junior enlisted Marines were arrested for their alleged involvement in various illegal activities, including human smuggling and drug-related offenses. In a statement, the Marine Corps says it's committed to justice and the rule of law and will continue to fully cooperate.
Well, these crimes look like organized crimes, but these were not organized people.
The arrest came on the heels of another human smuggling investigation. Earlier this month, 2 Marines were arrested and charged with transportation of certain aliens for financial gains. Investigators say those Marines agreed to transport 3 Mexican citizens over the border for $8,000.
If they are in fact found guilty of those crimes, then they'll be held appropriately accountable for that.
Those 16 Marines remain in custody and are still being questioned by NCIS investigators. At Camp Pendleton, Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
Right now, investigators are questioning several other Marines in connection with that case. So Congress will be taking a step away from the Hill this next month for summer break. Nancy Pelosi says that after the break, she and her fellow Democrats want to own August for the people. Meanwhile, the Senate will stay in Washington one more week to pass President Trump's $2.7 trillion budget. Trump tweeted to thank the House for passing the bill that increases domestic and military spending. After the summer break, Democrats are going to continue their push to get copies of the president's tax returns. And while Congress begins their summer vacation, the long list of Democratic presidential candidates are gearing up for their second debate. That'll happen right here in Detroit. And we here at Local 4 will have the whole debate covered for you with our team live from the Fox Theater on Tuesday and Wednesday night. You'll want to join us for some of the key moments from the debates and which candidates have helped themselves the most. So to come here on Local 4 News at noon, protesters in Hong Kong take their fight to the airport. We'll tell you what they're demanding as international visitors arrive in the country. But first, President Trump is lashing out at Sweden now after rapper A$AP Rocky is charged with assault. We've got the stern warning that he gave Sweden's prime minister.
It's a Birds, Bees, and Butterflies Friday. You know, there are large corporations that are doing their part to take care of pollinators and our environment. I mean, companies you wouldn't even think had an interest in it at all. Today at 4 on First at 4, find out from them what they're doing and why it's great business for them, but even better business for you.